Pick up the passport at our studio or at a participating restaurant and immediately get entered in to win over $1,000 in gift cards to local restaurants.
The following is a presentation of WCMP Sports, local sports.
That's the 25 to the 20 to the 15. He's going to high step into the end zone. Touchdown!
Here, wide receivers split each side.
He's still going into the end zone.
East Central Minnesota, the action starts now. To bring you the call, here's Ethan Game Day Gilman.
And good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome inside Pine City High School for tonight's girls basketball game between the Pine City Dragons and the Barnum Bombers. Of course, I'm Ethan Game Day Gilman, and I'll be bringing you all the action, all the ebbs and flows, the highs and lows of this game here in Pine City tonight. A non-conference, non-section matchup for both of these teams, but it's a late season matchup for both of these teams that need a win here this evening, and it is the late season push towards the playoffs at this point. We've got until the end of this month, if you can believe it or not. Yes, the end of the season is upon us. It is the final push, the final 4 weeks of play before playoffs start on Thursday, February 29th. And right now, Pine City would get a home game. Seeds 1 through 8 get a home game. The rest, 9 through 16, are on the road for the first round of the playoffs. And then, if you win that game, you're on to St. John's University for the next 2 games if you win, of course, the quarterfinals. Then you'd move on to the semifinals at St. John's. And then if you win in the semifinal, you'd go to St. Cloud State at Hollenbeck Hall for the championship on Friday, March 8th. So again, a big season that starts all the way back in November. All comes down to this final 4-week stretch of the regular season for both of these teams, and of course for Pine City on a nice another win streak right now. But that's not something they're worried about right now. It's not about the win streaks. It's about the wins that they get each and every night. Now you might be asking yourself, well, isn't that the same thing? Well, no, not really, because I think they're more concerned about winning. If they were to lose, they would be upset at the loss. They wouldn't be upset, because our win streak is over. They'd be upset because we lost, and we need to get figuring out how we can get back on the winning side of things and not let this happen again. Taking a look at Barnum here this evening. Barnum comes into tonight playing out of Section 7 AA. They are 9-11 on the season. They score about 50 points per game and give up 54 points per game. They're also 4-3 in their section, which is another stacked section with teams like Mesabi East, Hinckley Finlayson, Esco, Duluth Marshall, Proctor, Crosby Ironton, and of course Pequot Lakes. So Barnum again comes in 9-11 on the season. Their defense is actually one of the top defenses in this section, believe it or not. You've got a ton of teams, though, who only allow in the 40s. 5 of them who allow in the 40 points. But then it's Barnum right after that. So they're in that top half of the section defense-wise. So they are not a bad team defensively. And Pine City, they have been showing off that fly-high offense here in the last couple of games, something that we've been used to seeing throughout the years. Pine City has been scoring consistently in, the last 4, 5, 6 years, up around that 70, 75 point mark per game. This year it's a little bit down, and it's a new head coach, a new starting 5, so it's to be expected that things change up a little, but this team has done a great job of embracing the new head coach and some of the new things that are brought in system-wise, and man, they have done such a good job here this year. And now they sadly lost Piper Metling for some time. We're not sure how long, but they have lost her for at least a little bit of time here this season. She was in a knee brace here at their last game, and unfortunately I don't see her out on the court at this moment for warm-ups, so not back yet, and we can only pray and hope that she is okay and she's able to come back at some point this season, and maybe by God's grace she'll be back for the playoffs and that playoff run. But continuing on with Barnum, who again stands 2 games under that 500 mark, play out of the Polar League Big Conference. They're 3-2 in that conference. Not a bad record for them considering they're 2 games under 500. But again, 3-2, they're battling against teams like Southridge and Esco, who are at the top of the conference, both undefeated, but Southridge just behind Esco because they're 2-0, while Esco is 3-0. And Southridge plays in Section 7 Single A in the SS1 part, and they are a top 20 team at 17-3. They played a lot of tough competition, but Barnum again at third place in that conference at 3-2, 9-11 overall. For Barnum, they started it off with a loss against Hankley Finlayson, one of our local teams. Then they would go on to beat East Central before losing 3 straight to Cromwell, Wright, Cherry, and Esco, who is in their conference again. Then they beat Moose Lake Willow River, lost to Southridge, beat Mille Lacs, and Duluth Denfeld in a Chisholm holiday tournament before losing to Chisholm, the host. They'd come out of that to win 2 straight over Aiken and Swanville before they would go on to lose a chunk of 5 against Ogilvie, Cromwell, Wright, Floodwood, Mesabi East, and Deer River. But they have since won 3 straight over Two Harbors, Northwoods, and Two Harbors again. They beat Two Harbors both times by 30-plus points. They got a nice 2-point win over Northwoods. So it has been a nice 3-game win streak for Barnum coming into tonight, and they want to look to continue that. They're looking for the upset because, as we will talk about here shortly, Pine City has not had the easiest of starts to the new year. It's been a tough part of the new year, not because they've lost. They haven't lost a ton this year. They haven't lost a ton in years previous. It's been a winning culture here for many, 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 many years, and I know it's just going to continue the years down the road. But it's been a tough January and start to February as well. They have faced some really tough competition, and I think some competition that people might think, well, that they're not the greatest of teams, so how couldn't they or why wouldn't they just blow them out? Well, it's the month of January and February. We're getting to that last stretch before the playoffs, and teams are just starting or have been on their best. And this is where, teams want to be playing their best. This stretch into the playoffs. And come the playoffs, they want everything ironed out, and they want to be playing their best basketball come the end of this month, heading into playoffs and hopefully headed to state. So that is it for a look at Barnum. We'll take a quick commercial break to hear a word from our fine sponsors. Then when we come back, we'll talk about Pine City and what they're trying to accomplish here tonight and the rest of this week. You're listening to Girls Basketball right here on 106.5 FM AM 1350, and of course live with video at WCMPradio.com.
Finding the right remote, saying goodbye to your favorite shirt that hasn't fit in 10 years. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with Auto Owners, insurance doesn't have to be one of them. Auto Owners works with independent agents who live in your community and answer when you call, so you can worry about more important things, like finding a new favorite shirt. That's simple human sense.
Contact your local Auto Owners Agency, Pine Insurance Agency at pineagency.us today.
The saga continues. We now know with certainty that Kidney Stone will return for Season 5, Part 2, its final episodes, in November 2024. The same love story.
No one messes with my girl.
Oh, Bip, I love you.
Trying to save the ranch.
It's got the best pull shed in Kanabec County.
And of course,
this week, grab your tickets to the new Wrangler Stampede Rodeo. 3 options to choose from. Or you're going to the train station.
Let's take them to the train station.
WCMPradio.com/deals. WCMPradio.com/deals. Save now, but wait to watch what used to be your favorite show and everybody was talking about it. Now it's kind of lost its momentum.
Back here on WCMP 106.5 FM AM 1350. Girls basketball here tonight inside Pine City High School, where the Dragons host the Barnum Bombers, another Bomber team they're hoping to get a victory over. They beat Barnum twice this season. Now, something interesting to talk about. I talked about how it's been a tough January and February, or beginning of February here for Pine City. Well, they're currently 4th in their section where they play in 6AA. It's just ridiculous how talented this section is. It shouldn't be legal, but it is. Albany is at the top, go figure. Then you've got Sock Center, Holdingford, all above Pine City. Pine City comes in at 4th, just behind them, Legacy Christian Academy. Then behind them, St. Cloud Cathedral, Foley, Royalton, and Spectrum. They all have 10-plus wins on the season up to this point. So the final 6 teams are under 500. And only the last 2, Melrose and Mora, are well under 500. Otherwise, the 3 below Spectrum all are within a game or 2 of 500. So it is a really talented section, And you've got Pine City, who beat Sauk Center this year, a team who they haven't beat in some time. And they finally got a win over them in a tournament out in Perham, Minnesota during the holiday break. So that was a nice win for them there to get the win over Sauk Center again. They played Sauk Center plenty of times. It's been close. It's been playoff atmospheres. I mean, it has just been so fun to watch that matchup between the two. It's kind of become a rivalry, so to speak, between those two teams. Even though they don't play each other a ton, it has become somewhat of a rivalry. And it was so cool to see that Pine City was able to get a victory over Sauk Center this year. Then that was huge in their season. Of course, Pine City sits at 14-5 on the year. They're 3-0 in their section, which is a huge help for them standing-wise and the QRF. That'll come into play at the end of the season. Of course, right now they'll easily have a home game when the playoffs do start. So they're hoping to hold on to that. Not only that, they're hoping to improve their standings as well. Once you improve your standings, you get a little bit of a better opponent to play come the second round of the playoffs. But that doesn't always equal a win because upsets happen. It's March Madness. I mean, once you get to the end of February, you might as well call it March Madness because that's what it really is. Playoffs, it is, I mean, utter and complete chaos, and it is so much fun. I love the end of February and beginning of March because playoffs are just, I mean, they're that crazy. But we got to get through the month of February first, and for Pine City, again, 14-5 on the year. They score 66 points per game. They give up about 48 points per game. Now, that defense is towards the top, but you've got, again, some really difficult defenses. Albany is one of them who only allow 45 points per game. Well, then you got Holdingford, who only allows 42. Oh, yeah, and the best defense in the section, Legacy Christian Academy, who only allows 39 points per game average on the season. It is just ridiculous that they're able to hold teams under 40 points per game. Now, obviously, not every team, but their average, that is what they're doing. Pine City has enjoyed yet another fantastic season. They started out with a tough loss to St. Paul Como Park, a team who they really kept up with in the first half. It seemed like, man, they're bound for a win here. It just felt like they needed that breakaway. They were not able to get that. St. Paul Como Park did a good job shutting them down in the second half. Then they would go on to rattle off 5 straight wins over Mora, Mille Lacs, Hinckley, Finlayson, and East Central before they fell in 2 straight games to Cloquet and Esco. Well, there's 3 of their 5 losses right there. Going into that holiday tournament, they would go up against Sauk Center, who they beat by double digits, by the way. They beat by 11 in that game, which is really impressive because Sauk Center has kind of blown Pine City out, or it's been super close. So for Pine City to get a double-digit win is huge. But then they will lose to the host team, Perham, 70-48. And Perham, pretty darn good team themselves, playing out of Section 8-3 or AA. They're 6th ranked team in the state of Minnesota. So no surprise that that might have been a little bit more lopsided. Pine City's continued to improve. They would go on after that loss to win 6 straight over Bram, Spectrum, East Central, Mille Lacs, Hinckley, Finlayson, and St. Francis. But they would lose a tough one to Ogilvie, a high-scoring shootout where they would lose for the first time after winning 60 straight conference games. They would lose for the first time to Ogilvie, 82-80. That was a tough loss, and unfortunately they just had some kind of mental mistakes that they just could not overcome. But then they would come back, get a whole week and a half off. They beat Bram last Thursday, 59-40, and then had a close one against Piers, which I think a lot of people might looked at Piers and thought, oh, this is an easy win for Pine City because, well, they were 7-12 at the time. And I kind of said to myself, well, that's not to be the case because, again, it's February. You just never know what's going to happen this month because everyone's trying to get on their best play at this time of year. So no surprise that one was a little bit close. Piers is a tough team to beat, especially at home, and Pine City was able to do that 71-70. They come into this week having 3 games to play this week. Barnum tonight, Hermantown tomorrow. Then they get a couple-day break before the conference championship comes to Pine City High School when they host Ogilvie on Friday. So a busy week for them. And if they can come out of this week with 3 straight wins, they'll get not only 3 more wins on their board to move up to 17-5, but they will be crowned Great River Conference champions if they beat Ogilvie on Friday, and that should be a ton of fun. We're just about set to get our national anthem and our starting lineups. So while we do that, we'll take a commercial break. When we come back, we'll be set for tip-off here at Pine City High School. You're listening to girls basketball on WCMP.
Are you looking for a position where your role impacts the community around you? Then look no further than Burnett Dairy Cooperative in Grantsburg, Wisconsin. Owned by the farmers in your community, Burnett Dairy offers numerous career options with various responsibilities and growth opportunities. Positions such as CDL drivers, who work closely with our farmers, cheese production, creating award-winning cheeses, and retail store clerks making someone's day better. Visit BurnettDairy.com and click on Careers to join our herd.
All right, settle down. Let's call the meeting of people that complain about everything all the time and never do anything about it to order. Any complaints?
Yeah, my heating bill's too high.
Oh, yeah? Well, Bobby just bought an outdoor furnace from Central Boiler, and he eliminated his heating bill.
What about the hot water?
He eliminated that heating bill, too.
What about his shop?
He heats that, too.
I have no more complaints.
I think Central Boiler offers a solution to our complaints.
Save money on your cooling and heating bills. Visit northlandboilersales.com, your local Central Boiler sales dealer.
A duo that is perfect together. That's Dale's Heating and Appliance and Lennox. Dale's is your local Lennox dealer that's committed to making your family's comfort their top priority. With a wide assortment of options, Dale's will ensure your home's air is top quality. Call Dale's today or visit them at dalesheatingandappliance.com and ask how you can save on your next AC unit. Lennox and Dale's, the perfect duo. Dealer number E06356.
Experience our most popular sawmill, the Big Red XP. This Canadian-built mill proudly sits on an entirely welded 24-foot jointless frame. Accepting a diameter of 32 inches, this portable sawmill can saw logs up to 21 feet long or work with two 10-foot logs at the same time. Includes an electric head position and automatic headlock. Powered by the renowned and proven Honda 20-horsepower version, the Big Red XP comes equipped with all the equipment needed. The Big Red XP is available only at Stan's Equipment Center in Pine City.
Wellia Health is here to keep you feeling your best so you can enjoy all the things you love best. You can count on us for your eye exams, mental health services, rehabilitation, wellness exams, urgent care, and much more. At Wellia Health, our goal is to help you live life well. Let Wellia Health help you get back to your best. Give us a call today to set up an appointment. 320-679-1313. WelliaHealth.org.
Your journey to smile with your forever starts at Embrace Orthodontics. The team at Embrace is committed to providing world-class care and a remarkable orthodontic experience. Choose between custom Light Force braces or Invisalign clear aligners with locations in Pine City, Lindstrom, and Cambridge, and a plan to fit your budget, whether you have insurance or not. Embrace Orthodontics will make your smile journey comfortable, convenient, and customized just for you. Visit EmbraceMN.com today to find out how to set up your free exam. EmbraceMN.com. Embrace Orthodontics, a smile you will embrace forever.
WCMP, your starting lineups for tonight's game for the Barnum Bombers, who are head coached by Mariah Minkinen. It'll be number 5, Kendra Jurek, 12, Janaea Jurek, 23, Alessandra Coelho, 25, Morgan Corpella, and 33, Ella Heaton. For your Pine City Dragons, who are head coached by Patrick Judd, it'll be number 2, Mallory Klepper, 10, Summer Thiemann, 11, Brooke Boland, 12, Carly Jusak, and 23, Vivian Lottie. It is Jusak and Heaton at center court for the tip-off here tonight. These two teams getting set to go at it. And there's the whistle, and tip-off is won by the Bombers. So that'll be Barnum who gets it. It's Corpella. Corpella on the near side gives it off. Or excuse me, that was Coelho who gives it off to Corpella. Now driving inside, that's Jurek. Janaea Jurek, top the key here for Kendra Jurek, and that's going to be off the front of the rim, no good. And Jusak will start off the rebounds early with that one. Quickly up the court to Boland. Boland to Thiemann. Thiemann now to Klepper. Klepper on the near side. To Lottie. Lottie drifts to the top of the key, gives off to Boland. Boland has it knocked out of her hands, but she gets it back, gives it inside to Jusak, back outside to Klepper. Now top of the key, Boland for 3. It's going to come up just short, and trying to get the rebound was Lottie, but it falls in the hands of Janaea Jurek. Well, the Bombers take it the other way now. And the Bombers have it on the far side, give it off top of the key here to Coelho, excuse me. She'll drive inside, give it off near side to Kendra Jurek. Kendra goes inside to Heaton. Heaton looking for the turnaround, looking to pass inside. Now she's guarded well, trying to get around Jusak. She gets it outside to Janaea Jurek on the far side for Coelho. And she's guarded well. Nearly had that one stolen away, but Janaea Jurek has it towards the basket. Shot is no good. It's going to be knocked out of bounds by a couple members of the Dragons. So the Bombers will hold on to it. They'll look to get it inbounded here. And they'll go right inside. Janaea Jurek, she'll drop it in for the first points of the game for 2. 2-0, and the Bombers take the lead. Quickly up the court, they'll go the Pine City Dragons, and dropping that one in for 2 is Carly Jusak to answer and tie us at 2 apiece. But the Bombers moving just as quickly, and now we got a ball that goes out of bounds. And it's knocked out of bounds by the Dragons, so the Bombers hold on to it. Janaea Jurek drifts to the far side, gives it off to Coelho. She looks, found a lane, but it's closed quickly there by Jusak, and contested shot, but it's up and good by Coelho over Jusak, and it's 4-2 Barnum. Pass to Thiemann goes past a Dragon player, but Thiemann winds up with it. And now she gives it off to Boland, and we're going to get an early foul here on the Bombers. That one's going to go against Morgan Corpella. Her first, team's first. Lottie, her second start here. I'm guessing her third after the injury to Klepper. Pass inside to Jusak, then outside to Summer Thiemann, and she gets it started with a 3. Summer Thiemann has entered the building. A little bit of full court press. Mallory Klepper with the steal. She takes it to the free throw line. Shot is up just off the mark. No good. Rebounded that time by Corpella. Great opportunity there, missed by the Dragons, and that's been a little bit of the struggle here this year. They do get some turnovers. There's another one. Brooke Boland gets the steal after it was poked out by Jusak. Then Summer Thiemann on the fast break opportunity drops it in, and that's something that Summer Thiemann, that she has done so well this year, is get those fast break points. She's their fast break player, and now getting up the court is Janaea Jurek on the far side. A wide open 3 for Corpella. That's going to be off the mark, and Klepper's going to grab the rebound. Klepper's kind of stepped up her game as of recently as well with the absence of Metley, and she's going to take a 3 and drain it. Mallory Klepper has really improved her game, and her shots from outside has been impressive. Now Vivian Lottie with a steal. Lottie trying to take it in. She gives it top of the key. Boland for 3, just off the mark. Summer Thiemann trying to get the rebound. Oh, a little bit of a shove there from Heaton. No foul call. All is fair. So the Bombers have it back. Corpella gives it off far side to Coelho for 3. A high arcing shot is going to be no good. And the Bombers wind up getting it back. That's Jurek with the rebound. And the shot is up no good. I think they're going to say Jusak got a hand on it as it went out of bounds. So it stays with Barnum. Again, the Barnum Bombers, not Bram. Inbound here. Gets to Heaton. Heaton makes a defender miss. And then as she gives it off, Summer Thiemann got the steal, but it's stolen right back. Stolen right back by Heaton. As Thiemann lost it, she got into a little double team, and now we're going to get a travel call here on Barnum. And it looks like one of the Barnum players may have gotten a hand to the face. No call there on that one. Now they're playing pretty physical out here tonight. They're letting them play. Boland will start with it. She'll get a screen from Jusak. She picks up her dribble, gives it off to Jusak. She finds the lane to the basket and drops it in for 2. It's 12-4. And now a steal by Vivian Lottie. Her second. She gives it off to Boland. Boland was fouled, and she'll go to the line to shoot 2. Pine City has come out and has put on a clinic early. They want to get out to an early lead here and extend it. And now another foul there on Corpella. It's going to be her second as well as the team's. Boland at the line for 2. The first one gets off the front of the rim and falls through. So on that Embrace Orthodontics scoreboard, it's 13-4. Dragons with the lead. They have 3 locations, Pine City, Lindstrom, and in Cambridge. Boland's second one is up and good. So she makes them both, and then we'll get a timeout called here by Mariah Minkinen. And the Bombers take their first timeout of the game. They'll be left with 4. While we have a second, we'll take another look at that Embrace Orthodontics scoreboard, where their doctors are committed to providing world-class orthodontic care in a friendly and comfortable atmosphere. You can go ahead and find out more at embracemn.com. The Dragons, it looked like it was going to be a back-and-forth game. Bombers kept it up. Bombers, they felt the pace. They kept up with it, and they continued to roll. But sooner than later, that Pine City defense really started to collapse. They got a ton of turnovers now, and have now just built off of that and have themselves out to a 10-point lead, 14-4, only about 4 minutes in to this game. Over on 95.5 FM KBEK. The Mora Mustangs and Pine City Dragons going on it in that boys basketball game. Adam Hefty on the call over on that one, thanks to him. So out of the timeout, Bombers get it inbounded and nearly stolen away. It is stolen away by Klepper. Oh, they're going to say she dribbled it on the line. So it's not going to count as a steal. I don't think she had possession long enough. As she got it and she went to go dribble, and it was right on the sideline. So not quite a turnover and steal there. Quickly up the court. Jurek has her shot blocked by Carly Jusak. Jusak just said absolutely not. That's a great job at closing in on that shot, because Jurek was wide open from three, and Jusak just said absolutely not. A long shot that is no good. It's going to be out of bounds. They're going to say last touch by Boland. A race after it between her and Corpella. Neither one won, but it was last touched out of bounds by Boland. So the Bombers will get it inbounded here to Janaea Jurek. She'll drift to the top of the key, gives it off over to Corpella. Corpella looks top of the key now to Kendra Jurek. She looks near side, gives it off to Coelho. She drives, nearly travels, gives it off. Nice feed to Corpella, but it's stolen away by Jusak. She'll get in on the steal party, and a lob over to Lottie, back outside Boland. Boland over the near side corner. Now Thiemann has it. Thiemann drifts to the near side. Sidestep three is no good. Rebounded by Coelho. And she'll give it off to Corpella. She brings it up the court. Looks, gives it off near side to Kendra Jurek. Jurek looking, has nobody. Then tries to go over the middle, finds Coelho, and she's in some traffic. Shot is up, no good. And Jusak rises up over everybody for that one, and then she gets fouled by the Bombers, and that's going to be their team's third. That one's going to go against Jurek, Janaea Jurek, her first. We'll get a substitution in for the Barnum Bombers. That's going to be number 20, and that is Sophia Frank. Sophia Frank into the game for the Bombers. And the same five out for the Dragons. Lottie has it, gives it off to Boland. Boland tries to touch pass inside, but it's going to be stolen away by Ella Heaton. Her second, and the Bombers bring it back up the court. With it is Corpella. Corpella hands it to Coelho. Coelho looking. She wanted to go to Corpella. Nearly has it stolen away, but she will have it stolen away by Jusak. Jusak to Thiemann. Thiemann trying to slow it down, and that one is going to go out of bounds. It should stay with Pine City, and it will. Bombers nearly got it stolen back, but as they didn't kick it around because it didn't go off their feet, but it kind of went off their knees, and they chased it out of bounds. Now we'll get another substitution for the Bombers. Number 10 will check into the game. That's Mia Hurst. As the Dragons will get set to inbound. Near side corner left all alone. Mallory Klepper for three, just off the side of the rim. And Brooke Boland nearly comes up with the rebound, but wow, staying patient on it and sticking with it is Corpella. That's a concentrated rebound that time. It was a nice one, and then they go inside. Shot is up and good by Ella Heaton. So now it's 14-6. Been about 2 minutes since the Dragons have scored after a scoring frenzy in the first 4 minutes. Left all alone underneath the basket, Vivian Lottie, and that one's up and in for two. That's one where you can be too open. That's one where Vivian Lottie, a lot of players would rush that, hearing the footsteps of the defender. She didn't. She was calm and took that one and delivered. And a great job there. Great concentration, too, by Vivian Lottie, because, again, a lot of players can be open like that and can have an open shot like that, but will rush it because they see the defender coming in hot, or they hear the footsteps. Brooke Boland will get a rest, and in for her is going to be Paige Gray. She'll check in for the first time here tonight, and Gray, again, getting some valuable varsity time with Metley being out. You don't want a player to be out, but you do like to see the fact that your other players are getting some valuable varsity minutes, as that shot is no good from the Bombers. Klepper with the rebound. She'll give it off to Thiemann. Thiemann brings it up the court. She finds a nice little lane to drive through. A no-look pass, and coming up with it is Gray. Now over to Klepper. Now to Lottie. Lottie top of the key for three. Good! Vivian Lottie from 3, and it's 19-6. Bombers have it inbounded. Hurst has it now. Hurst looking. She's stuck, and she finally finds Jurek. That's Janaea Jurek, and Jurek's going to bring it up all the way up the court. Shot is up, no good, but yeah, that's going to be a foul. Ella Heaton drove to the basket, and then we get a foul here on Pine City, their first. That one's going to be on Mallory Klepper, her first, and that sends Ella Heaton to the line for 2. Their first attempts at free throws. This one is up and rattles out. Another substitution as checking back in is Coelho. She checks in for Corpella. And again, Dragons don't have a deep bench like they have in years past. So very interesting to see a lot of these players play darn near 36 minutes per game. So Heaton gets 1 of 2 that time. She drops in the second one. And this pass intended for Gray from Thiemann is just over her reach, and it will go out of bounds and back to the Bombers. 19-7, 11:09 to go here, first half. On that Embrace Orthodontics scoreboard, Embrace Orthodontics, they'll leave you with a smile you'll embrace forever. You can find out more at embracemn.com. Nice handles there from Janae Jurek, and she'll give it off now to Hurst. Hurst drifting to the far side. Oh, she almost traveled. That was close. She now gives it inside, and Mallory Klepper steals it, and it's stolen right back by the Bombers. And that's a little bit of an iffy call that time on that foul. And I believe I heard number 2, they got Klepper again. That one, I thought I saw a ball that she got, but they don't agree, and that shot's going to be up and no good by Heaton again at the line. Bolin will check back in for Klepper, who takes a rest with 2 fouls. So Heaton no good on the first. This one's up and good from Heaton, so she gets 1 of 2 once again, 50%. Bolin with the inbound gives it off to Jusak. Jusak almost gets through the double team unscathed, but it's going to go out of bounds. Last touch by the Bombers, so the Dragons catch a break. And Jusak doesn't realize it yet. Actually, the entire Dragon team didn't realize it as they thought it was out of bounds off of them, but it was tipped by Barnum. Lob inside to Bolin. Bolin looks to the far side of the court to Thiemann. Thiemann thought about 3, delivers inside to Jusak. Jusak will back her way in. That shot is up. A rare miss by Jusak inside like that. The rebound was up for grabs. Sophia Frank comes up with the rebound. They'll give it into the near side now. Hurst underneath to Heaton. That shot is up and no good, and Brooke Bolin's going to come up with the rebound. Bolin, she'll take it right down Main Street. Gives it off to Thiemann. Thiemann on the far side. Looks, gives it to Lottie. And that pass was I don't know what happened to that. It kind of stuck to her hand. It also looked like it just didn't get out, and stolen away. Shot up, no good. Rebounded by Frank, and then she gives it outside for 3. That shot is no good, and kept alive by the Bombers. Frank will get yet another rebound and drop it in for 2. And that's kind of what happened with Pine City in some other games. They just couldn't seem to come up with rebounds, and the other teams would get a ton of second chance opportunities, second, third, and fourth chance scoring opportunities. And that's one of the cases where, Pine City's going to have to figure out how to not allow that to happen. And then inside, it's going to be ripped away by Coelho. And all of a sudden, the Bombers have a little bit of momentum, but Jusak ends that real quick as she gets a steal. Summer Thiemann, she'll draw the foul on the Bombers. A steal by Jusak, and then the fast break up to Thiemann. That foul is going to go against Janaea Jurek. It's going to be her second. Team's 4th. And Thiemann is at the line to shoot 2, and the first one is up and good. Corpella checks back in for Hurst. And what looks like we'll get a substitution for Pine City, which is going to be Taylor Haney. Checks in for the first time tonight. Both are up and good from Summer Thiemann. But now quickly up the other way come the Bombers. Oh, almost a travel, maybe possibly could have been. That shot is up no good from long range. And a battle for it, but it's going to be picked up by Coelho. And then a 3 here is going to be no good from Frank, and that's going to go out of bounds. Last touch by the Bombers. believe Corpella was the last to touch it. The Dragons will take it the other way. Boland starts with it, and looks like we're going to get a timeout here called by the Dragons. Dragons lead halfway through the first half, 21-10 over the Barnum Bombers. On that Embrace Orthodontics scoreboard, it has looked good up to this point for Pine City. They'll look to kind of separate themselves now. We'll take a quick commercial break here. Word from our sponsors. Girls basketball right here on WCMP.
PRB, B4N,
Period 02,
BF,
143,
AAK,
1 a.m.
apostrophe S apostrophe.
These are two teenage girls texting each other, and we have no idea what they're saying either. Maybe the WCMP deals guy can translate.
This week, grab $10 tickets to the Duluth Sports Show. Grilling seminars from Mad Dog and Merrill. Dexter the dog that learned to walk like a human, and more. Only $10.
No, I don't think that's what they were saying at all. But find these and other great deals at WCMPradio.com/deals. WCMPradio.com/deals. OMG, TTYL. Money sign, heart emoji.
Back here on WCMP, Pine City again with the recent timeout, leading 21-10. The Dragons trying to improve the record to 15-5 on the season. And we're going to get a travel call here on Boland. She looks to her head coach, and it was right as that pass got off, and head coach Judd will give her a word of advice on how to make sure that doesn't happen again. So a turnover out of the timeout, not less than well, it is less than ideal, not less than, you know what I meant. Bombers have it. They'll give it off, and a long three there is just off the mark, and Jusak going to be the only one near it for a rebound. Nearly stolen away, though, and Brooke Boland will get it. Passes it back to Jusak, now on the near side for Thiemann. Thiemann gives it top of the key to Boland, now on the far side for Haney. Haney looking, and tried to get it to Thiemann. Thiemann on a race for it, and she wins that race 10 out of 10 times. She has got some afterburners that she turns on. She is so athletic. I mean, there are not many races she's going to lose, if any, and she wins that one. That one, I mean, 9 out of 10 times, the opposing team wins that. That's going to be a turnover and a fast break, too. But now with Thiemann defending, that's I mean, she wins that race 9 out of 10 times. So great effort there by Thiemann. And then as Boland has it, she looks to pass on that far side, but then had it knocked out of bounds. Bombers doing a good job here as of late, getting their hands in the way of some passes. This one's going to be too high, but the Dragons catch a break that time. It goes off of a couple Bombers' hands over Jusak, so they'll get another chance at it. 12 seconds on that shot clock, though, so they're going to have to work pretty quickly once they get this inbounded. They'll get it over to Jusak. Jusak's going to take the long two, I believe. Was that two? Scoreboard reads 3. Put an asterisk next to that one. I'm not quite sure if that was a 2 or 3. Oh, a nice bank 3 there from Kendra Jurek. She answers back. So it's 24-13. Jusak quickly up the court to Thiemann. Thiemann stops, waits for the offense, gives it off on the far side to Boland. Now to Haney. Haney lost it. She'll look. She'll give it back to Thiemann. Thiemann looks at the basket. She'll give it off to Lottie, and Lottie can't bring it in cleanly, and it will be out of bounds. It will go back to Barnum. Bringing it up the court is Janaea Jurek. Jurek gives it on the near side. Now to Coelho. She gives it off to Kendra Jurek. To Janaea. Janaea looking. She'll give it off to Coelho. Now on the far side to Corpella. Corpella lining it up, and that's nearly stolen away by Jusak. She read that one like an absolute book on the pass to Heaton. Nearly was going to have a fast break opportunity, but knocks it out of bounds. So inbound will go to Janaea Jurek. She's looking. Guarded by Thiemann. Finds a lane to the basket, and Jusak knocks it out of bounds with another block. Oh, they're going to get her for the foul. They get a call a foul on that one, and we'll send Janaea Jurek to the line for 2. And that one rattles home. So Janaea Jurek, good on the first. And gets that friendly bounce on the second one to drop it through. 24-16 now, or 15, excuse me. Pass back and forth between Bolin and Jusak, and then left all alone underneath the basket is Taylor Haney, who drops it in for two. And again, that's a situation where she could have been left wide open, but rushed it, and they do a very good job of keeping themselves calm. A shot here by the Bombers is no good. Brooke Bolin battling for that rebound. That was a battle, ladies and gentlemen. Lottie quickly up to Haney. Haney goes inside to Jusak. It's going to be knocked out of bounds by the Bombers. So the Dragons will hold on to it. Looking to inbound, they do to Bolin. Bolin now to Jusak. Jusak on the near side. Haney for three, just off the mark. And a rebound there for Janaea Jurek. Quickly up the court. Looking Coelho, looking underneath, and it's going to be knocked out of bounds, or kicked out of bounds, rather, by Jusak. So the Bombers will get set to inbound. They do. And the shot is up, no good, and Jusak will grab another rebound. They get it up the court quickly to Thiemann. A bounce pass here to Bolin. Bolin has to slow things down a little bit. Jusak a long three, just off the front of the rim. Not enough on that one. And Corpella will get the rebound just off the mark. That was one of those where it would have been a really cool fast three. Would have had people on their feet. But the Bombers get it back. It's Janaea Jurek with it. It's not. Oh my goodness. There. Oh my. We're going to get a foul here on the Dragons, and that's a little bit of an interesting call. All right. Well, we'll get it inbounded here to Barnum, and they almost lose it. They do lose it. So Sophia Frank can't hang on to it, and a little bit of get back there for the Dragons after a call that probably they felt probably like didn't quite go their way. Well, the Dragons do have it back. It's Thiemann with it at that Dragon logo. She looks, gives it off on the near side to Paige Gray. Gray looking. She'll give it off on the far side to Bolin. Bolin looks. She goes inside to Jusak and tries to get it off the glass. It's no good. Rebounded by Corpella. And that is the Jusak shot, but can't get that one to drop. Oh, and left all alone, Frank. And she drops it home for two. Can't leave anybody alone like that. It's 26-17. So Pine City at one point looked like they were going to pull away, but have since kind of cooled off. And this pass got through a hand, but now to Summer Thiemann on the elbow. No good. And Corpella gets the rebound, and all of a sudden Barnum has momentum. Up the court quickly, Frank looking at Thiemann, and this ball knocked out of bounds by Boland. That could have easily been out on Barnum, but it does. I think Boland just had her pinky on it at the last second. Klepper will check back into the game. She'll come in for Lottie. 5:20 to go in the first half on the Embrace Orthodontics scoreboard. Here comes my smile journey. Starts with a free consultation. The team at Embrace wants to make your journey as seamless and convenient as possible with custom Light Force braces or Invisalign clear aligners. Substitution in for Barnum. Coelho in for Corpella. We also have a new player in, number 14 for the Bombers. And 14 is Lucy Franick. And a 2 there by Janaea Jurek. So the Dragons, they're struggling here. Should be 26-19 on the board. Inside to Jusak. Jusak gives it off to Klepper. Oh, no, that's not a travel. They call travel, and Klepper had that one up before the call. Shouldn't have been a travel call on that one. Ooh. Some tough calls going against Pine City here tonight. And I apologize about the huddle camera. I see it, ladies and gentlemen, and I've tried. There's not much I can do for the camera itself. So I apologize. It is not having itself tonight, apparently. Timeout called here by Pine City. They're second. They'll be left with 3. And as of right now, Pine City is only up by 7 when they were leading by double digits. About 11-point lead at one point. That has suddenly shrunk to only 7. And for the Dragons, this is, a stark difference to their first half of the first half performance. I don't know if that Englished right, but it made sense in my head, and then I started to say it, and then it didn't make sense, so I apologize. 26-19, the Dragons still have the lead here, but it certainly feels like momentum has shifted a little bit towards the Bombers, and hopefully the Dragons can get themselves out of it. It feels like they just need kind of a big defensive play, a block that turns into a fast break opportunity. They need to swing things in their way. Bombers have found a little bit of rhythm here, though, and they'll get this one underneath to Franek, and we're going to get a jump ball. Possession arrow favors the Dragons, so there's something that they can turn into some momentum their way. Nice job by Jusak to tie that one up, to cause that jump ball opportunity, or tie up, or whatever. I keep. Ooh, double dribble on Bolin. That one was, I think that was correct call, but it was close nonetheless. And that is what you can't have if you're Pine City. The opportunity to get the ball back on a tie-up like that when you got the possession arrow in your favor, and then all of a sudden you turn the ball back over because of a double dribble. So, yeah, not ideal. And Jusak, she let the defender turn that corner. Then they get it outside to Frank for 3. Luckily, no good. And that should... Ooh. That was close, so it will stay with the Bombers. I thought... I knew it was going to be close, and obviously I thought it should lean Pine City, but that's the bias showing a little bit. Inbound here to Heaton. Heaton trying to get around Lottie. The shot is up. It came out twice of that basket and then fell through. 26-21, Dragons, they need something to go their way in these last 4 minutes. They really need to turn it on here on offense. Defense right now just kind of struggling to stop. And it's not just the defense. Barnum has been getting some shots to fall. That rim has been kind to them as of late. Jusak puts a little extra on that one and gets it to fall. The last 3 she had was just short, but she put a little extra oomph on that one and got it to fall. And good passing, though, by the Bombers. Kind of what helped them out to this lead. Heaton shot is no good, and Lottie says mine as she pulls it in. And she'll stop, give it to Klepper. Klepper now up the court. Klepper looking. She finds a little bit of a lane. Gives it to Lottie. Lottie looking. Wanted to go to Thiemann, but did not get it off in time. And now she'll give it to Klepper, near side corner. And Paige Gray lines this one up. Oh, it just rattles out. And Vivian Lottie with the rebound. Can't quite put it back in for 2. And it's going to be rebounded here by Janaea Jurek for the Barnum Bombers. Excuse me, I knew that was going to happen. And then, they left her alone. And the shot is somehow no good. That one looked like it was for sure going in. It was rebounded here by Jusak. Then she lost it, tipped it forward to Klepper. And Klepper for 3 is going to come up short. It's Jusak who gets the rebound and drops it in for 2. We had a couple of players collide there, and a Barnum Bomber looked like they came up a little bit slowly, but they appear to be okay. And now a pass back for Janaea Jurek is off the mark, and she looks to her team and says, hey, let's settle down a little bit. Let's settle down. Yeah, because Barnum, as these last couple possessions, looks a little bit frazzled. They just look like they're going too fast. They got to settle things down and take a breath. I think that's what Janaea Jurek wants her team to do. Summer Thiemann works it up the court. She stops, gives it to Jusak. Jusak looking, pointing to where she wants the team at, and gives it to Bolin. Now to Lottie. Lottie nearly lost it. Going to get a foul here, I believe, on Barnum. And I believe it's going to be on Heaton, which would be her first and Barnum's 5th. Dragons will get set to inbound. It's Lottie. Inbounds to Jusak. Jusak calling out the play. Gives it to Thiemann. She drives inside, and then she gets a pass from Thiemann. Her shot is up, no good, but she'll go to line and shoot 2. She wanted that 3-point play. She was a little upset with herself. She didn't get that one to fall in. And they're going to get this call. They said 5. It is Kendra Jurek. And now Jusak at the line to shoot 2. First one is up and good. 32-21. 2:26 to go here in the first half on that Embrace Orthodontics scoreboard. Jusak gets them both to drop. So 33-21, Dragons with the lead. This inbound goes to Coelho, and she can't grab it cleanly, and it will go out of bounds. So Pine City will get it back, and now, if you're the Dragons, this is a prime spot for you to get more points. Get points off the turnover. Continue to extend that lead and push yourselves out even further. Inbound, they're looking. They wanted to go to Haney. Instead, they'll give it to Bolin in the near side corner. Back to Vivian Lottie. Lottie now looking. She'll drift top of the key. She'll give it off far side. That is to Thiemann, and Thiemann pulls it down, and I'm not sure where she was going with that, but the ball was tipped and going to be stolen away by Sophia Frank. A lot of turnovers here in this first half. Less than ideal for both teams, and they'll be looking to change that at the break. In some trouble, Janaea Jurek. Ooh, almost got away with the travel there. She got it off just in time. Now Kendra Jurek looking, and she tries to get it to Frank, and Frank nearly let that one go, but she's able to pick it up. Now she's driving, gets around the defense. Haney, going to get Haney for the foul. It'll be the Dragons' fifth, and Haney's first. So Barnum will just inbound. They do to Kendra Jurek. A lob shot over Jusak, and they drop it in for two. 33-23. So again, the Dragons were not able to score off of a mental error that the Bombers had on their last possession. Then they score on this one to the Bombers. 10-point lead for Pine City. Thiemann goes far side, and now to Bolin. Bolin will go inside. Fadeaway shot for Jusak, who drops it in for two. 35-23, 1:20 to go. Pass up the court to Kendra Jurek, and she almost lost it. Now she'll get it over to Janaea. Janaea on the near side. Now goes far side pass to Frank. Sophia Frank for three. Wow. That's a good shot. 35-26. A three is made by Sophia Frank. Confident in that shot. I mean, she was not even worried. She looked at it and started to walk away. And a pass there by Bolin. Yeah, she was in some trouble and then kind of compounded the mistake as Kendra Jurek's going to get the steal. Oh, my goodness. You can't call that a... Yeah, okay, they'll get a foul here on Pine City. It'll be their team's sixth and the second on Carly Jusak. I'll let them play a little bit. They'll look to inbound with the Bombers. They quickly get it into Janaea Jurek, who and Judd pretty upset with that call as well. As 17 foul, and I think that one would be on Vivian Lottie. Not real sure. I could not quite see the call. Yeah, they did. So it's only going to be two there for Janaea Jurek. We got a lane violation. 35-28 now, and all of a sudden, again, the Bombers turn the momentum back in their favor. Pine City just kind of, with some of these, just kind of shooting themselves in the foot, and now driving towards the basket. And drawing the foul is Paige Gray. A nice drive toward the basket, but, got a member of the Bombers who comes up limping, and not at all what you want to see. You never, ever want to see anybody injured. So the 17th foul here on Barnum, and they're going to get that one on Heaton. And Paige Gray at the line to shoot two. First one is up off the front of the rim, no good. Substitution, Heaton going to take a rest. Okay, of course, she came up limping there, so she's going to get a rest. Probably he will sit the remainder of this half, and hopefully she's able to come back in the second half. Gray trying to correct the mistake, cannot, and it's rebounded there by Janaea Jurek. Quickly up the court, and obviously the Bombers want the last shot, but they can't quite get it. Shot is up, no good there, and Vivian Lottie will come up with the rebound, but she's in trouble. She does get it off to Jusak, and Jusak will go back to Lottie. Lottie into the near side to Gray, now top of the key to Jusak for three. It's going to come up short, and quick whistle, but they're going to get the jump ball, and the possession arrow favors the Bombers. Tough shot there. I like the idea from Jusak to try and get that three to fall. That would have really kind of shifted momentum a little bit, but now the Bombers look like they might have the last shot of the half. They quickly get it up the court here. Lucy Franek, and she's looking. Ball stolen away. That's Vivian Lotti who's going to come up with the steal to Summer Thiemann, and Thiemann, fast break opportunity, drops it in for 2, and that will be it for the half. Well, that's a nice way for the Dragons to end the half, as it didn't look pretty there for a moment, but they get momentum shifted back in their favor. And go into halftime with a 9-point lead on that Embrace Orthodontics scoreboard. Embrace Orthodontics will do all the insurance heavy lifting for you. If you don't have insurance, ask about financing options. They'll find a plan to fit your budget at EmbraceMN.com. We'll be back after a word from our fine sponsors. You're listening to Girls Basketball
knows there are great places to play in northwestern Wisconsin. But did you know there are great places to work? Burnett Dairy Cooperative is just outside of Grantsburg, Wisconsin, and offers numerous career options with a wide variety of responsibilities, schedules, and growth opportunities. Some positions may include CDL driver, cheese production, and seasonal workers. Burnett Dairy Cooperative has competitive wages, 401k, profit sharing, and many other great benefits. Be part of our herd. Visit BurnettDairy.com and click on Careers.
Are you interested in a technical degree that can quickly help you land your dream career? Or maybe you've always dreamed of going to a 4-year college, but you'd like to start close to home. Either way, Pine Technical and Community College has you covered. PTCC offers more than 50 degrees in hot fields like healthcare information technology, advanced manufacturing, and business. PTCC is now accepting applications. Financial aid may be available online at pine.edu. Starting out or starting over, find your future at Pine Technical and Community College.
Embrace Orthodontics offers a unique specialized approach to orthodontic treatment with custom braces or Invisalign. The team at Embrace loves getting to know their patients personally and takes the time to make sure all your questions are answered. Their board-certified orthodontists use only the latest in modern technology to give you the best outcome possible. They work with your insurance company and offer flexible financing options to fit your budget. Call today to set up your free exam and see how Embrace Orthodontics can transform your smile. More online at EmbraceMN.com. That's EmbraceMN.com.
This can be the loneliest sound, and it's never the right time. Car in the ditch, you standing by the side of the road. Thank goodness Hinckley Towing is on the way. 24-hour service, experienced drivers, and state-of-the-art trucks. Put their number in your phone before you need it. Hinckley Towing, 320-385-4049. 320-385-4049.
AOML.
BRB.
B4N.
Period 02.
BF.
143.
AAK.
1 a.m.
Apostrophe S apostrophe.
These are two teenage girls texting each other, and we have no idea what they're saying either. Maybe the WCMP Deals guy can translate.
This week, grab $10 tickets to the Duluth Sports Show. Fishing seminars, hundreds of exhibitors. You can even get your deer scored. All for only $10.
No, I don't think that's what they were saying at all. But find these and other great deals at WCMPradio.com/deals. WCMPradio.com/deals. OMG, TTYL. Money sign, heart emoji.
Introducing the Red Runner 2017 Deluxe Firewood Processor. This Canadian-assembled, all-in-one, towable firewood solutions capable of producing 3 face cords per hour. The Red Runner comes equipped with a powerful 18-inch Oregon chainsaw bar, 10-foot-long adjustable conveyor, 2, 4, or even 6-way adjustable splitter head. Fits logs up to 12 feet long and 16 inches in diameter. This high-performance personal firewood processor is powered by a Honda GX390 industrial engine, found only at Stan's Equipment Center in Pine City.
Back here on WCMP. The Dragons lead at halftime on that Embrace Orthodontics scoreboard, 37-28. Embrace Orthodontics. The team at Embrace believes the results of a remarkable orthodontic experience should last a lifetime. They'll keep your smile transformation where it needs to be with a lifelong retention program. Looking at the stats from the first half for the Barnum Bombers, leading the way for them was Janaea Jurek with 8 points, then 6 for Ella Heaton, 7 for Sophia Frank, 5 for Kendra Jurek, and 2 for Alessandra Coelho. Rebound-wise, 5 for Jurek and Corpella, and they were 4 of 6 from the free throw line. 2 for 4 was Ellie Heaton, and 2 for 2 was Janaea Jurek. They had 7 steals and 7 team fouls. On the other side for your Pine City Dragons, as we see a steal there by the younger young ladies playing out at halftime. Leading the way for the Dragons was Carly Jusak with 16-9 for Summer Thiemann. Then he had 5 for Vivian Lottie, 3 for Mallory Klepper, and 2 for Brooke Boland and Taylor Haney. Rebound-wise, Jusak had 6 of them. They were 6 of 8 from the free throw line. 2 for 2 were Thiemann, Boland, and Jusak, and then 0 for 2 was Paige Gray. They had 10 steals, 3 from both Jusak and Lottie, 2 blocks from from Jusak, and then 7 team fouls as well. Again, this might be the lowest rebound total in the first half that Jusak has had in games that I have called, so it's very interesting to see that she has only had 6 so far in this first half. And one of the things that I noticed here in this first half, Pine City struggled to keep their hands on the rebound. It's something that they'll need to figure out here in the second half, as well as the turnovers. Had way too many turnovers there in that first half. Now, turnovers are bound to happen. They're going to happen in a game. But the question is, can you limit them to a point where it's not going to make a difference? And I think it has made a difference here in this game. But give the Barnum Bombers credit. They've done a really good job at kind of turning up the heat and then turning on the shot selection as well. And they're grabbing a bunch of shots here in this game and really done a good job here this evening with defense and turning it up when they need to. But for Pine City, I think they just need to work fast with that offense. We've seen them begin the game like that. The passing was quick, the shots were quick, and then they got back on defense even quicker. So I think if Pine City can do that here in the second half, they'll get that lead. They'll get a commanding lead once again, and they will run away with this thing. But it's a matter of, can they hold on to the ball and can they prevent themselves from turning the ball over as much as they did there in that first half. But Barnum has done a really good job of taking the ball away. We'll take another commercial break to hear a word from our fine sponsors. Then when we come back, we'll talk about keys to the second half for Pine City. And then we should be set for the start of half number 2. You're listening to Girls Basketball on
Dale's
WCMP.
Heating and Appliance, your local heating and appliance expert, is committed to making your family's comfort their top priority. And now you can add water softeners to their list of expertise. Dale's now offers water softener sales or rentals along with installation, service, and salt delivery. So if your home needs quality water, make the call to your already trusted experts at Dale's, or just visit dalesheatingandappliance.com. dalesheatingandappliance.com.
Hey, you looking for a reliable propane supplier? Look no further than Burnett Dairy Propane. Proud to serve you, providing top-notch propane services all year round, offering convenient delivery options and flexible payment plans that suit your schedule and budget. Trust the experts in the field, Burnett Dairy Propane. Call them today at 715-689-1032 or visit them online at burnettdairy.com. Burnett Dairy Propane, your dependable propane partner.
The saga continues. We now know with certainty that Kidney Stone will return for Season 5, Part 2, its final episodes, in November 2024. The same love story.
No one messes with my girl.
Oh, Bip, I love you.
Trying to save the ranch.
It's got the best pull shed in Kanabec County.
And of course,
This week, get a $25 gift card to Doc Sports Bar and Grill in Sturgeon Lake. Almost half off. Or you're going to the train station.
Let's take him to the train station.
WCMPradio.com/deals. WCMPradio.com/deals. Save now, but wait to watch what used to be your favorite show and everybody was talking about it, and now it's kind of lost its momentum.
106.5 FM, AM 1350, WCMPradio.com. Here at halftime, just about to start the second half for Pine City again. I kind of touched on it. I think if they can run that offense that they ran at the beginning of the first half where it was quick, they moved the ball up the court quickly, it was 1 or 2 passes and then a shot. I think they can work that to their advantage again here in the second half because we've seen them work with that in the first half, and they really used that to their advantage, and they started to pull away. That's what got them out to that double-digit lead there in the first half, but then all of a sudden they switched it up just a little bit to try and give Barnum a different look, and that's when Barnum started to make their comeback and slice that lead, that Pine City lead, down to single digits once again, and that's where it stays now at a 9-point lead for Pine City. Now, it is still a lead, but they hope to enlarge that lead as the half goes along here in the second. But again, I think if they can run that fast-paced offense again and and work that quick offense, 1-2 passes here and there, and then shoot. I think that would be the best for them here in the second. Of course, this is only from my perspective. I'm not the coach, the head coach, or any of the assistant coaches or the players, so obviously you're going to be much different than what I say, but that's just from my perspective. And then defensively, I mean, there's not much to say defensively other than try and hold on to the ball for those rebounds. They just haven't been able to get clean rebounds. I've noticed that they're kind of allowing the offenders, if you will call them that if you want to kind of get that foot around them. And once they get that foot around your defense, well, they're going to get that edge to the basket. So I think their defenders need to set up in a little bit of better position. They need to make sure they're holding on to these rebounds, as they just can't seem to grab them as easily as some other times. So they'll need to try and, I don't know, stick them on their hands or something, but just put themselves in better positions to grab those rebounds, prevent Barnum from getting those second chance scoring opportunities, because Barnum has really done a good job on getting those second chance scoring opportunities and converting them into points. So those are my keys to the second half as we are underway. Pine City will start with it here as Boland gives it off on the near side to Klepper. Klepper looking, and she'll go top of the key to Jusak. Now over to Lottie. Lottie, she'll look and give it over to Thiemann, and it's going to be stolen away. Not what you want to see to begin half number 2. Coelho with the steal. She'll give it off to Jurek. That's Kendra Jurek to Janaea. Janaea top of the key. Trying to drive inside. Gives it off far side for 3, and that's going to be good on the shot there from Coelho. One thing you see from this team is they're really not trying to shoot threes, are the Bombers, but if they need to, they can hit them, and they can hit them from long range as Jusak answers back with a 3 of her own. But again, the Bombers aren't necessarily trying to set up the 3. It's just it's been open, so they're like, well, we're going to take it if you're going to leave it. They'll give it off now. Janaea Jurek from Kendra. Driving baseline is Janaea, and the shot is up. Reverse layup, good. Thiemann really couldn't do anything more that time. She had good defense, just tried to keep herself from getting a foul. Boland will give it off on the far side to Thiemann, and Thiemann looks, bounce passes it here to Lottie. Jusak looking. She'll give it off near side to Klepper. Klepper, she'll look. She wanted to go inside to Jusak, and looks, she will go inside to Jusak. Jusak double teamed off the rim, and it's no good. And a foul there on the Bombers as Jusak will line up for 2. We're going to get this one on Janaea Jurek. Her third, team's first of the second half. Jusak again at the line now for 2. And gets the kind roll off the front of the rim, and it drops through. And Jusak gets that one easily through. Adds 2 more, 42-33. Here come the Bombers. It's Janaea Jurek. She'll look, she'll give it off to Coelho. Coelho underneath, and that shot may have been blocked, but it's taken in by Corpella. Now to Kendra Jurek. She looks, she'll take a 3. That's a tough 3. It's rebounded there by Heaton. Another 3 here. That's Coelho again. That's her second. Yeah, Pine City's going to have to start guarding that perimeter. All of a sudden, Barnum finding some shots, some looks from out long, and they're hitting them. It's not like they've taken a bunch, but when they do, they're hitting them. Oh, a push in the back that Barnum got away with. Boland trying to make them pay, as she doesn't, but Mallory Klepper gets the rebound, and she'll get another rebound, and Pineley put it back up and in for 2. So after 2 rebounds, she'll put it back for 2. But yeah, Pine City going to have to guard that perimeter a little bit more. Again, Barnum hasn't taken a ton of shots from outside, but they are hitting all of them. And that ball's going to go out of bounds. Last touch by Barnum. So we'll go back to Pine City. Barnum will quick get a substitution, and it's going to be Sophia Frank. She came in off the bench and scored 7 points. Pretty impressive first half there for her. She also grabbed 3 rebounds and a steal. Nice little stat line there for her, but she just played really well in that first half off the bench. Here comes Boland up the court. She'll give it off now to Klepper. Klepper looking. She's guarded well. Gives it to Thiemann. Thiemann gets the pass, turns around, puts it up, and in for 2. Nice little shot there from Thiemann to get herself into double-digit points now. And the pass quickly to Coelho. Now inside, trying to get it to Janaea Jurek, and she'll give it back outside to Frank. That ball nearly poked away, but it's Heaton who has it. And again for 3. It's going to be no good, but Heaton comes up with another rebound. Nearly lost it. Gives it outside to Frank for 3. That's going to come up well short. And Klepper will grab the rebound. Quickly up the court they go to Thiemann underneath the basket for Jusak, who drops it in for two. A anxious second there as that one bounced on the rim, but it does fall. I'm sure Jusak was thinking, you got to be kidding me if that doesn't go in. Janaea Jurek trying to do it all herself. She misses, and Heaton grabs the rebound, can't get that one to fall, and she'll get the rebound once again. Outside for three. Janaea Jurek is no good. It's Brooke Boland who comes up with the rebound. Quickly up the court to Mallory Klepper. Back outside. Lottie for three. Just off the mark. Klepper tries to get the rebound. It's going to be taken by Heaton. Heaton, each trip it seems like she's getting 2 rebounds, and she's already up to 5 here in the second half. Inside to Janaea Jurek. She got it to fall, plus the and 1. Brooke Boland, the guilty dragon, only her first, but it is, again, Janaea Jurek at the line for the possible three-point play. Man, Pine City just can't stop the three-point play right now, whether it's a true three or a three opportunity from the free throw line. Barnum is just getting them in, and she'll drop it in. So even though it's not a true three, it's a three-point play nonetheless, and man, Pine City can't stop Barnum from getting threes. Boland will give it off now to Klepper. Klepper on the near side corner for Jusak. She will get it off the side of the rim. Klepper right there trying to get the rebound, but she cannot hold on to it. It's going to stay with the Dragons, though, as it goes off a member of the Bombers. Lottie will give it in to Jusak. Now top of the key for Boland. It's going to come up well short. Jusak, and she cannot keep it in play as she hits it on the baseline. It will go back to the Bombers. Right now, what's preventing Pine City from taking that double-digit lead and kind of pulling away? Simply put, the Bombers are hitting it from long range. Other than that, Pine City should be pulled away by now. Janaea Jurek going to get a foul here on Pine City. Going to get that one on Thiemann, her second, team's second as well. Inbound to Heaton, now top of the key for Franek, over to Frank. Sophia Frank nearly loses it. She'll give it back to Franek. Lucy Franek. Look, she's guarded by Lottie. And Thiemann falls, and she got tripped up there, and Janaea Jurek is that one to fall in. And one thing that I've noticed is Janaea Jurek, she's kind of been their scorer here, and she's kind of holding on to the ball a little bit longer on the offense possession. So if there's something that Pine City can key on, it might be Janaea Jurek. Now, obviously, you can't just key in on one player because, well, they've got perimeter players who can shoot it from long range. But if you're Pine City, I think you're saying, hey, look, if Janaea Jurek gets the ball, crash on her because she is going to get the ball and she's going to take it to the net. Well, we get a timeout there. It's going to be a 60-second timeout.
A&W Restaurant Pine City is still making fresh root beer. That signature item since 1919. It's still made fresh and on-site with real cane sugar and a blend of secret ingredients. It doesn't get any better than this. Their world-renowned A&W root beer is a classic treat. And they can top it off with creamy vanilla soft serve to be known as the famous A&W root beer float. Now that's smooth, tasty, and refreshing. An American iconic A&W root beer float. It never tasted so good. A&W Restaurant Pine City. Come grab your root beer float today.
Back here at the timeout, the Dragons called their third. They'll be left with 2. They lead by 9, but again, it feels like a game in which they could have been pulled away, but right now the Bombers are doing a really good job of hitting from outside, and Janaea Jurek doing a good job inside. And again, Pine City's kind of just letting, I shouldn't say letting, but they're allowing the Bombers to get that step just past them, and once they get a step past you, well, your only option really is to foul, and Pine City doesn't want to do that, so I think Pine City just needs to work on not allowing those defenders to get that foot past them, because if they can stop that, there's a good chance Pine City starts to pull away here. But again, it's kind of been all Janaea Jurek, so again, if I'm Pine City, I'm saying, hey, gotta look out for her, and this pass from Franek to Frank is going to go a little bit different than they would have hoped. Frank zigged when the Franek pass zagged. Probably my favorite phrase to say, honestly. As Pine City Dragons will get it back. Klepper gives it off to Lottie, a dangerous pass, but Lottie, good concentration to bring it in. Now to Bolin. Bolin will go inside to Jusak. She'll give it back to Bolin. Bolin to the basket. Can't get it to fall. A little bit too strong on the shot. Klepper got the rebound, and she's fouled, and she'll go to line to shoot 2. They're going to give this one on. Janaea Jarek is going to be her 4th. So that will be unfortunate, and she'll probably have to come rest. 12:38 to go here in the second half. And Klepper gets that friendly bounce. Couple substitutions, and Janaea Jarek will rest for a little bit. With that 4th foul, they're going to want her in for the latter parts of this half, especially if it stays close like this. She's been their leading scorer in the game up to this point. Klepper left a little bit to be desired on that shot. She gets her own rebound, though. Outside to Jusak. To Thiemann. Thiemann's going to back up and try and reset the offense. Now she'll give it over to Jusak. Jusak looking, still looking. She'll give it near side to Klepper. Klepper goes back inside, and there's Jusak slicing to the basket for 2. 53-41. Thiemann trying to grab a steal, but did a good job to pull up there and not grab the foul. Now Frank drives inside. That's how you say it. That ball is going to be knocked out of bounds by a member of Barnum. And we'll go back to the Dragons. And here's a great opportunity for Pine City now. They hold them off the board now to get a big shot to fall and pull ahead, which would be their biggest lead of the game if they were to get this one to fall, which would be 14 or 15. I don't think they're worried about how much, just, again, extending the lead and scoring off of a turnover. Bolin was bothered. She'll get it to Klepper, now to Jusak, now to Thiemann. Good passing. Thiemann will get it back outside to Klepper. Klepper on the far side gives it to Jusak on the near side. Jusak drives inside, then passes out to Bolin for 3! Brooke Boland delivers, and this is the largest lead of the game for Pine City of 15 points. Bombers have it. Frank had it knocked out by Lottie, but she gets it back and gives it outside now to Coelho. Now over to Corpella. Corpella stands top of the key. Gives it over to Franek. Franek looking. Guarded by Thiemann. Thiemann trying to swat that ball away. Nearly did. And gets it to Heaton. Now Frank will drive inside. That shot is up. No good. We're going to get a foul here on Pine City. We're going to get Vivian Lottie on the foul. Her 2nd. Team's 3rd. Barnum will get set to inbound. Looking. They found an open shot. Blocked again by Jusak. Quickly up the court. Thiemann, fast break opportunity. A little too strong there, but great job by Mallory Klepper to be right behind her to grab the rebound. And now we'll get a timeout called by Barnum and the Bombers. Trailing by 17 as the Dragons have finally found that rhythm, and the defense has stepped up in a big way. It'll be a full timeout, so 60 seconds. We'll take commercial break. You're listening to Girls Basketball on WC.
Aw, man. Hinckley Collision.
Hell no. My new car?
Hinckley Collision is the right decision. Fender benders, major accident damage, or hail damage. Hinckley Collision is the right decision. With 24/7 towing and fast, friendly, professional service, their collision department will get you back on the road in no time. With decades of experience dealing with insurance carriers, make the call today. 320-384-7002. 320-384-7002.
Back here on 106.5 FM, AM 1350. Of course, video at WCMPradio.com. On that Embrace Orthodontic scoreboard, the Dragons now lead by 17. They have 3 locations in Pine City, Lindstrom, and Cambridge. Their doctors are also committed to providing world-class orthodontic care in a friendly and comfortable atmosphere. They'll also leave you with a smile you'll embrace forever. Find out more at EmbraceMN.com. So the Dragons, they've got things working now for them, and they hope to continue that going forward. 11 minutes left in the second half. And this is a spot where it feels like they could start to possibly pull away, but they'll still have to deal with the Barnum offense, who, again, has shown the ability to hit shots from the outside, but they've also shown the willingness to drive inside and try and get those tough shots to fall. Pass inside to Heaton. She'll give it back outside now to Corpella. That shot is no good, and Jusak will come up with the rebound. She'll give it up. Thiemann, this time, delivers on the fast break opportunity. We've seen the last time she had a fast break, a little too strong on the layup, but that one she delivers cleanly. Pass to Heaton now on the far side. This is Hurst. Gives it off now to Coelho. Now to Corpella. Back over to Jurek. And looking, but this is stolen away by Brooke Boland. And an unselfish play. She'll give it up to Thiemann. Oh, and Thiemann falling forward. She, I think, may have gotten a step ahead of herself a little bit. And she could not bring it in cleanly. And kind of falling forward, trying to grab that one in. And unfortunately just could not reel it in. So Jusak will get a rare rest at this point in the game as they bring in Haney. To Heaton now. She'll give it back outside to Hurst. She loses it. And Boland, another steal. And this time Thiemann hangs onto it and delivers it on the fast break for 2. Pass over to Kendra Jurek. Jurek all alone. She'll give it back now to Hurst. Hurst on the near side to Coelho. She's looking. Stops, gives it over. Now to Corpella. Corpella thought about 3. She instead pulls it down, gives it to Coelho. Now to Kendra Jurek. And, Jurek lost it. It almost looked like she just kind of let that one go. It looked like she had plenty of space to try and go grab it back. But, and again, I'm not saying she was not giving up on it. She certainly wasn't, but I think it was more or less that I have a view where it looks like it's a lot closer than what it is. And it could have been a case where that one was a lot farther away than what I thought it was. So there's a good chance that was. Boland will give it off to Thiemann now. Thiemann in the near side. She'll give it out to Lottie. And Lottie along 2. It rattles out. Good looking shot there from Lottie, but just rattles out. An unkind bounce there. Corpella will get the rebound. She'll bring it up the court, gives it off to Kendra Jurek. Jurek looking. She'll go underneath the basket now for Frank. Oh, wow, a really late foul call. I mean, late. That ball had hit the top of the backboard, which should have been out of bounds in Pine City's ball, but an extremely late call there. We're going to get Thiemann on her 3rd foul and the team's 4th, which sends Frank to the line for 2. The first one's no good. Jusak will check back into the game. She comes in for Thiemann. So Thiemann will get a rest. Short rest for Jusak, but kind of a little bit of what seems like a rare rest for her at that point in the game. Usually we'll see Jusak play until, especially if it's a little bit lopsided, until late in the game, as that one's no good from Frank as well, and it's rebounded by Lottie. But a nice rest there for her. And Vivian Lottie absolutely slashing through the lane to the basket for 2. And now the Bombers have it. That shot is no good. Jusak with the rebound. Quickly up the court. Lottie couldn't hang on to it. And, no, you can't. Not. And Lottie going to get a foul on that one. Yeah, that's unfortunate. That'll be her 3rd. Can't do that, unfortunately. And it's a tough one there for Lottie. And for her is going to be Paige Gray. So again, this is another situation where the Dragons just could not convert the turnover into points. And again, not every turnover is going to be converted into points, but for the Dragons, it definitely feels like a lot of these should have been. A odd-looking shot. It's going to go on the back side of the backboard, so that is out of bounds on the shot there from Frank. Now, that was a weird-looking shot. I wasn't... Interesting. Boland will take it up the court for the Dragons. She'll give it off near side to Klepper. Now to Haney. Haney looking. Drives to the near side. Gives it to Gray. Jusak along 3 is going to be no good. And Boland, another late whistle. Looked like she kept it alive, but they say she hit that baseline. And by the time they blew the whistle, Pine City was nearly putting up a shot. Under halfway left here in the second half. Bombers have it back. That's Janaea Jurek, who is back into the game. Gives it to Heaton. Heaton being bothered by Boland, and Boland gives it, or excuse me, not Boland, but now Frank has the ball for the Bombers, and that shot is no good. Jusak with the rebound. She'll give it off to Klepper. Now to Haney, now to Boland. Boland drifts to the top of the key, trying to reset the offense, gives it off to Klepper. On the far side, now to Jusak. Jusak drifting to the top of the key, gives off to Haney on the near side. Haney fakes the shot, nearly lost the ball. She'll give it to Boland now. Boland on the near side elbow. Looking, driving, top of the key, spins back around, looking, and she wants Haney, and she'll give it to Haney. Haney Gives it now. On far side for Klepper. 3! Mallory Klepper for a 3. She's really stepped into a bigger role, and it's pretty impressive to see her to kind of take over that role. Her and Jusak might be neck and neck for rebounds right now. Meanwhile, Frank looks for 3 for the Bombers. It's no good, and Jusak's going to grab another rebound. And quickly up to Klepper, now to Gray. It's no good, and Klepper with the rebound can't put it back in. And I think we're going to even get a foul here on Pine City, possibly. Maybe not. No. We'll just be out of bounds off of a Pine City player. And then as we get a couple substitutions, looks like we'll get a timeout called. I believe this one's by Barnum. It's going to be a full timeout. While they take a timeout, we'll take one as well.
Resetting your password. Unsubscribing from emails. Printing anything. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with an auto owner's insurance independent agent, getting the right coverage for your business doesn't have to be one of them, so you can get back to more important things, like learning how that printer works. That's simple human sense.
Contact your local auto owner's agency, Pine Insurance Agency at pineagency.us today.
Back here on WCMP. The Dragons with the lead over the Barnum Bombers, 67-41. They've got things flowing their way now and are looking good, but that offense still needs to get things going. Again, the Bombers, as of late, that 3 ball hasn't been dropping like it was earlier in the game, but they're still willing to shoot it, so the Dragon defenders got to be weary of that. Here come both teams back out onto the court. And the Bombers will bring it up. It's Janaea Jurek again. Jurek for the Bombers has 4 fouls, and she nearly lost it there. She races after it to get it before it goes out of bounds. They're going to – what? They're going to say she double dribbled there and not real sure about that one. So a double dribble, apparently I can speak English, double dribble call there on her. I don't know about that one. And this ball nearly stolen away by the Bombers, but the Dragons get it back. It is going to be stolen now by the Bombers. That one's going to be Coelho with the steal. Passing, the Bombers have done a good job getting their hands in the passing lane. A 3 there is no good, and rebounded by Jusak. Now up the court to Thiemann, and that's going to draw a foul as Jurek is going to foul out, sadly. Tried to be aggressive and get the steal, but unfortunately that's going to be her 5th. And for the Bombers, it's not really who they want to see get their 5th. But in for her is going to be Frank, who has done a good job in that first half, has been held off the board here in the second half. Jusak going to take a rest in for her is going to be Vivian Lottie. Or Haney. Not sure which one came off the bench, but it was one of the two. 67-41 on that Embrace Orthodontic scoreboard, leaving you with the smile you'll embrace forever. Haney's got only a second or two. There she goes. And Thiemann, as she gets the ball inbound, she gets fouled. Maybe did a little bit of an acting job on that one, but got it nonetheless. And I don't like saying that a lot of times because it's like, well, I don't want to say they acted it like they got it, but sometimes they do. Kind of the case on that one. And the Dragons will inbound. Thiemann gets it off to Klepper, and Klepper once again for 2. Leave anyways. Mallory Klepper. There was Klepper and Gray both were there, and now Heaton gets a shot in for the Bombers. That's their first basket in a while. Well, that feels good for the Bombers. 69-43, Dragons with the lead. Inside to Klepper, Thiemann. Almost stolen away by the Bombers as she got that pass to Haney. Now on the near side corner for Klepper. Can't quite get the, oh no, that was Gray. And Klepper gets the rebound, and this one's going to be knocked out of bounds by a member of the Bombers. It will stay with Pine City. Jusak and Bolin will hop back into the game for Gray and Haney. And I'm assuming it won't be long for the Dragons starters guessing we'll only see them for a little while longer, maybe a minute or two, depending on how the game goes. Bolin gets the inbound. She'll give it inside to Jusak. Jusak back outside to Klepper, and Jusak is going to be fouled. And it's only the 5th for the Bombers, and that one's on Corpella. For a third. So Pine City will inbound. It's Lottie. Inside to Jusak, and Jusak fakes the give. Oh, she's left all alone and drops that one in for 2 easily. Wow. Yeah, that was too easy. The Bombers didn't really know where to go on that one, and they were confused. And now Jusak's going to get a steal. And she'll take it all the way, drops it in for 2. Almost too strong on that one, but just got it enough. 73-43, the Dragons finally pull away. Jusak with another steal. It was nearly a fast break, but a tipped pass there by the Bombers, and it was almost their ball, but Hurst traveled with it. So Jusak will come to the bench, and Calatayud Prieto will check into the game. This pass is going to go out of bounds and go back to the Bombers. Not ideal if you're Pine City. Got an opportunity there and could not convert it. 73-43 on that Embrace Orthodontics scoreboard. Your customized smile journey starts with a free consultation. The team at Embrace wants to make your journey as seamless and convenient as possible. Custom Light Force braces or Invisalign clear aligners. Find out more at their website, embracemn.com. That's EMBRACEMN.com. Stolen away here. It's going to be Summer Thiemann. Fast break opportunity, and she'll drop it in for 2. Thiemann with the steal. Give her 2 on the night. 4.5 to go. And this is stolen away by Lottie. Up to Thiemann. And Thiemann can't drop that one in. And that's unfortunate. That's exactly what you want. Thiemann usually is perfect on those, but that time, and yeah, Thiemann gonna get a foul on that one. A little bit of a hard foul, too. It'll be our 4th. And the team's 6th. Thiemann out, and in for her is going to come Gray. And I think we get is it a timeout or a sub-timeout? A timeout. Timeout called by Barnum. It'll be a 30-second, so we'll keep it here. Pine City has that 75-43 lead on the scoreboard, and yeah, they finally were able to hold the Bombers off the board for a little while, grab some much-needed rebounds on both sides of the court, and use that quick offense effectively. Again, it was the 1-2 pass, boom, shot. 1-2 pass, boom, shot. Maybe a third pass here and there, but that offense worked quickly, and now they have the 30-plus point lead, and that's kind of what I was talking about there at half. I think they need to get back to that, and they did, and now have the lead here with 4:15 to go in the game. Calatayud Prieto in there. Again, she came in and played volleyball for the team this year. She really improved volleyball-wise throughout the season. It was fun to watch her improvement in volleyball coming the end of the season. It was really impressive, and they almost got a steal here by Pine City. It will be a steal. It's going to be Paige Gray who grabs the steal, her first of the game, and then Gray lost it, gives it back to Lottie as she picked it up. Now to Klepper. Klepper gives it off to Boland on the far side. Boland to Calatayud Prieto. Looking, she'll give it back to Gray. Gray now to Klepper. Klepper looking to go with the ball. Goes inside to Gray. And a little too strong on that one. And rebounded by Lucy Franick. Prime opportunity for Gray, but just a little too hard on that shot. A little too much oomph. Jurek with it. Kendra Jurek gives it off on the far side to Coelho. Well, the referees don't agree with each other, but the call was made, and I'll go back to Pine City. They called it a double dribble, but I think they blew the whistle a little bit quick on that one. I don't think it was quite a double dribble, so I think Barnum should have held on to the ball, but again, the whistle had already been blown. Lottie will get the pass from Boland, now to Gray. Gray top the key, lets the offense set up, gives it off to Isabel Calatayud Prieto. And she'll throw a shot at the basket. It's no good, and Gray gets the rebound, and she's fouled, and she'll go to the line to shoot 2. That one's going to go against Kendra Jurek, her second. And again, Paige Gray at the line to shoot the 2. Good on the first. That was a pretty looking free throw. Brecken Reiser into the game for the Dragons. And no good on that one from Gray. Rebounded by Ingrid Lund, number 13. Ball was nearly stolen by the Dragons, but Barnum will hold on to it. It's Franek drifting to the far side, giving it off now to Corpella. A shot, no good. Rebounded there by Lund, and now that one's no good. And it's going to go out of bounds off of the Bombers. 76-43, Dragons with the lead. Hurst checks into the game as well. I believe we'll get a substitution here for Pine City. Yes. And that's going to be Rachel Brown. Checking in for the Dragons. Gray gets a screen from Haney, and she picks up her dribble, gives it back to Haney. Haney dribbling around, turns back, looking to get around the defense, wasting some time here. She's trying to take that time off the clock, gives it to Gray, now inside to Haney. Haney, she almost lost it. It worked to her favor, but then the shot a little too strong, and rebounded there by Hurst. Quickly up the court. That is Frank. Sophia Frank driving to the basket herself, lost the dribble, goes out of bounds. Last touch by a member of Pine City. 2:05 left here in the game on that Embrace Orthodontic scoreboard, who will do all the insurance heavy lifting for you. And if you don't have insurance, you can ask about financing options. They'll find a plan to fit your budget at EmbraceMN.com. A 3 from Frank, a rare miss by her. Oh, she's going to race in to grab her own rebound. This time she won't get it, as it's Calatayud Prieto with the rebound. And Haney has it stolen from behind. Yep, that's what you got to be wary of. That's a steal there by Frank, and sometimes you don't know it, but you gotta have your head on a swivel, as they like to say in football. But especially here, because when a defender comes from behind, oh, nice job! Brecken Reiser will get the steal for Pine City, and now racing with it is Paige Gray. It's going to go out of bounds. Last touch by the Bombers. Brecken Reiser read that pass like a book. She knew exactly what was coming. Did a good job to step in the way and grab the turnover. Dragons will get set to inbound. Oh, and a bad pass there. Stolen away. Frank's going to get her second in just as many trips. Far side 3 opportunity for Lund is off the mark, and Brecken Reiser gets the rebound. She did a great job. That was a great position by her. And then the pass up front, a little too long. Be stolen away by Franek. But this is why the younger athletes get in, is to get this valuable varsity time, and so they can realize, hey, instead of that kind of pass, maybe try this or try that. Shot is blocked there by Calatayud Prieto. Kept alive and stays with Barnum. Franek with it. Long 3 there is going to be no good. And a rebound by Haney. And we get a foul call, I believe, on Barnum. It'll be their team's 7th. And they're going to get 24. And 24 is Kennedy Berthamy. Got a couple more substitutions. Nora Peary checks into the game. It's a 1-and-1 here for Haney. Off the backboard and in. Haney, only one of 2 there, but rebounded by Franek. And here come the Bombers. Up the court, shot is going to be no good. Rebounded there by number 31, which is Bella McCall. And she's fouled. by a member of the Dragons. I did not see who. So it's 2 for Bella McCall. I'm going to say it was on Haney, her second, team 7th. Shot is no good from McCall. That was going to come up short as well. And the rebound up for grabs. McCall going to grab her own rebound. She's driving baseline. Reverse layup, going to be just a little bit long. And Haney with the rebound for Pine City. Shot clock and game clock. Actually, they will turn off the shot clock. So all the Dragons need to do is dribble out the time. And Paige Gray can't. She found an open lane. It was rebounded by Reiser. Rachel Brown has that one blocked by Peary. And Haney gives off to Kalataud Prieto, and they'll just dribble out the clock here. 6 seconds to go, and that will be it. So the Dragons get the victory here tonight, 77-43. The Dragons will improve to 15-5 on the season, and will look for another win tomorrow night. So we'll take a commercial break. We'll hear a word from our fine sponsors, and when we come back, we get our Player of the Game interview. You're listening to Girls Basketball
Most
on
days
WCMP.
I don't know what to do with myself.
I try to be the strong one for my buddies, but I don't know if I'm going to make it through the week.
He has night terrors about it.
The lack of fresh powder for snowmobile season can be devastating, but taking your mind off the subject can help.
This week, get a Whitney's Country Cafe $15 certificate for only $7.50. Wow, that's half off.
Visit WCMPradio.com/deals to help take your mind away from just pinning it or hitting your favorite curve before the ditch. WCMPradio.com/deals. Hang in there, buddy. Hockey practice, running a business, heck, just enjoying your life. You've got better things to do. Let Jeff's Outdoor Services handle your lawn care and landscaping. Your home, your cabin, your business, they got you covered. They've been doing it since 1995, and they're good at it. Call today. Jeff's Outdoor Services. You do your thing, and they'll do theirs.
Hi, Rob.
Hey, why have you been so happy lately?
It's because I no longer pay for hot water.
What? You have 4 teenagers that take all-day showers. How do you not pay for hot water?
Well, I put in a central boiler outdoor furnace that heats my house, my garage, and now I have virtually endless free hot water.
Wow, that's great. With my 10 kids, I'll really save some money. Where do I get a furnace?
Check with your local central boiler dealer, of course.
Northland Boiler Sales, your local central boiler sales dealer. Visit northlandboilersales.com.
Untangling your headphones, finding the right remote, saying goodbye to your favorite shirt that hasn't fit in 10 years. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with Auto Owners, insurance doesn't have to be one of them. Auto Owners works with independent agents who live in your community and answer when you call, so you can worry about more important things, like finding a new favorite shirt. That's simple human sense.
Contact your local Auto Owners agency, Pine Insurance Agency at pineagency.us today.
The saga continues. We now know with certainty that Kidney Stone will return for Season 5, Part 2, its final episodes, in November 2024. The same love story.
No one messes with my girl.
Oh, Bip, I love you.
Trying to save the ranch.
It's got the best pull shed in Kanabec County.
And of course,
This week, grab your tickets to the new Wrangler Stampede Rodeo. 3 options to choose from. Or you're going to the train station.
Let's take him to the train station.
WCMPradio.com/deals. WCMPradio.com/deals. Save now, but wait to watch what used to be your favorite show and everybody was talking about it, and now it's kind of lost its momentum.
Are you looking for a position where your role impacts the community around you? Then look no further than Burnett Dairy Cooperative in Grantsburg, Wisconsin. Owned by the farmers in your community, Burnett Dairy offers numerous career options with various responsibilities and growth opportunities. Positions such as CDL drivers, who work closely with our farmers, cheese production, creating award-winning cheeses, and retail store clerks making someone's day better. Visit BurnettDairy.com and click on Careers to join our herd.
Back here on WCMP 106.5 FM, AM 1350. I'm now joined by our player of the game. That is Mallory Klepper here tonight. First of all, congratulations on the win.
Thank you.
And this was a pretty physical game from that first half, notice. What was kind of the feeling down there on the court as it was getting pretty physical?
We were definitely really struggling with it, and we just had to overcome it in the second half, and it was just... we had to reset our brains and play stronger.
Absolutely, and you certainly did here in the second half. But they kind of closed that gap a little bit. You guys had a double-digit lead which they closed right before half. What was the message from head coach Judd there at halftime?
Well, it was just we need to be better passers, run our plays, and just slow it down because we had a really tough and fast game on Friday, and we were still in that mode, and we just had to get out of it, and we did it.
You certainly did, and you had it quite the second half here for tonight, 10 points in the second half alone. You've really seemed to step into a new role here this season, especially as of late. How do you feel you've improved from the start of the season to now?
I think I've done tremendously improved a lot more than I was, and I just had to take up that role for when Piper got injured and become a three-point shooter instead of just a post.
Well, you've done a really good job of it so far here, and you've hit a couple of them here tonight, but you've got a busy week ahead. Of course, it all now focuses your attention to tomorrow against Hermantown. What are you looking for in that game against Hermantown?
We're just looking to move the ball a lot more and get those open threes when passing to Carly and push it back out. Yeah.
And again, it all ends with Friday, but how tough is it to try and stay focused on tomorrow when you know what's coming up on Friday?
It's really hard. It's such a big game on Friday, and I think we're more in the mode for Friday's game than tomorrow's game.
Certainly, and that is a big game. But once again, Mallory, you get the win here tonight. A ton of rebounds. What have you been doing to work on grabbing those rebounds here in a game like tonight?
I really just play against Carly. Carly is my biggest competitor, and I play against her during practice, and it has really helped me with my rebound game.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining me here tonight, and congrats on the win, and good luck tomorrow.
Thank you, thank you.
That, again, was our player of the game, Mallory Klepper, and we thank you to her for joining us. Again, a great second half from her. 10 points in the second half, and a ton of rebounds here in the second half as well. She's really stepped up into that role quite nicely as we see her play here tonight. It was just so fun. It's been so fun this whole season to watch this entire Dragons team as she winds up with 10 rebounds here tonight, 8 in the second half. She ends up with a double-double. But it's been so fun to watch this Dragon team just continue to get better and better and better as they go along this season. Even having lost two of their starters in Belsheim and in Piper Metling. So for them to be able to step up into these new roles has just been so much fun to watch as we take a look at tonight's stats here, starting with the Barnum Bombers. Leading the way for them was Janaea Jurek with 15 points. She also had 5 rebounds on the night. And then after that, a couple players tied at 8 points, Ella Heaton and Alessandro Caleo with 8 points, then 7 for Sophia Frank and 5 for Kendra Jurek. He also had, rebound-wise, leading them was Corpella with 7, 6 for Heaton, and 5 for Jurek, and a couple of others spread out along with Frank, who also had 5. I apologize. They were 5 for 11 from the free throw line. 4 of 6 in the first half. That kind of dropped off, of course. They didn't take as many in the second half, but they were still only 1 of 5 in the second half. They had 13 steals as a team, 7 in the first, 6 in the second. They had that one block in this game, and it came from one of their bench players, their younger players, in Nora Peary, who had the block. And then they had 14 team fouls, 7 in each half. Pretty even first half. It's kind of interesting to see that mark. For the Pine City Dragons, leading the way was Carly Jusak with 31. She also had yet another double-double with 11 rebounds. But not far behind her was Summer Thiemann with 17 points. And then behind her, it was Mallory Klepper with 13 and 10 rebounds. She was also 1 from 2 from the free throw line, 2 steals, and only a couple fouls. So a really good game here tonight from Mallory Klepper. Again, she talked about stepping into that role and going against Carly Jusak, just trying to improve on her rebounds. And that's a pretty good player to go up against to try and improve on your rebounds in Carly Jusak. So going on from that, 7 points for Vivian Lottie, who had a really good game here, and then 5 for Brooke Boland, 3 for Taylor Haney, and 1 for Paige Gray. They were 11 of 16 from the free throw line. Again, 6 of 8 in the first half, but only 5 of 8 in the second. And then they had 18 steals, 10 in the first, 8 in the second. They had 4 blocks, 2 in each half, 14 fouls, 7 in each half. 3 blocks came from Carly Jusak, and then 1 from Calateud Prieto. It was really cool to see. Jusak had 5 steals, 4 for Lottie, 3 for Brooke Bolin. Just incredible to watch that here tonight. So again, a pretty darn good game from the Dragons. Again, the first half, it was close, and it just felt like Pine City was maybe 1 or 2 things away from really pulling this game away from the Bombers, but it just couldn't quite close it out. And then towards the middle of the second half, that's really when Pine City turned it on. More towards the beginning of the second half, I should say. But that's when Pine City really turned it on. They got things going in their favor, and then just continued to pull away. And really what it was is that kind of that fast-paced offense once again. They had that fast-paced offense going in the first half. That's how they got out to that double-digit lead. Well, then they continued it here in the second half and really pulled away and were able to win by 34 points over the Barnum Bombers, 77-43. Of course, don't forget, we're right back here tomorrow as Pine City will host Hermantown, another 3A school. Now, again, if you look at just the records for these matchups, Pine City, you might be saying, well, this should be an easy win. You know, a win here tonight, it certainly wasn't easy. But you look at tomorrow and you go, 5-14. Hermantown's only 5-14. They're having a down year. This should be an easy win. Not going to be the case. Certainly not going to be the case. They beat Mesabi East, who's a pretty good team. They beat Irondale. They've also beaten Thief River Falls and Crookston along with Hibbing. So it's certainly not going to be an easy game for Pine City. It's a bigger school, and anytime you play bigger schools, those schools have that much more depth and are going to be that much tougher to play. So it's just because they play a team who doesn't have the record they wish they would have, does not mean it's going to be an easy win for Pine City at all. They're just going to have to work that much tougher to get the win over a 3A school. Then, of course, taking a look at tonight's game, 77-43, the Dragons with the victory, improved to 15-5 on the season. Again, don't forget, we're right back here tomorrow night as the Dragons host the Hermantown Hawks. Thank you all for tuning in. Thanks so much to all the fine sponsors. Of course, we can't do it without the sponsors, so thank you so much to all of them for sponsoring this and every other broadcast that we do. Of course, if you're watching this game on our YouTube, be sure to like and subscribe. Hit that subscribe button right there. You see it? Hit it. And that way you'll be subscribed to all of our videos, and anytime that we go live with a local sporting event, you'll get the notification. All you'll got to do is click on it, and it will take you right to the live video. Don't forget to stay tuned to our morning shows on 95.5 FM KBEK with Rockin' Robin Riley at 7:30 and 8:30. Then over on 100.9 FM with Joshua Miron at 7:45 and 8:45. That's when you can catch your local sports updates. We'll talk this game and all the other local games going on in our listening area. Plus, we'll talk some regional sports and national sports as well. Of course, stay tuned to our websites at WCMPradio.com, KBEK.com, as well as our Facebook pages by the same name and our Twitter at WCMP Radio. For all things local sports, we'll talk broken records, LOI signings, college signings, again, schedule changes, time changes, cancellations, everything local sports, including game recaps from the games that we were at. So be sure to go follow all of those, and check the websites often, because that's where you can catch the links for this week's games we'll be covering. Of course, go to WCMPradio.com or KBK.com, go to the sports tab, go to broadcast schedule, and that will show you all the links for the games that we have coming up here in this week. Of course, tomorrow we'll be right back here for Pine City hosting the Hermantown Hawks on this very station, so stay tuned for that one. It should be another good one, and Pine City hoping to get another win before that penultimate game on Friday, which is the conference championship against Ogilvie, and you bet we will be out here for that one as well. Once again, the Dragons get the victory over the Barnum Bombers tonight, 77-43. For WCMP, I'm Ethan Game Day Gillen. Thanks to all of you once again for tuning in. Thanks so much to all our fine sponsors, and don't forget, remember to be kind to everybody. You never know what someone is going through, and your kindness could truly make their day. The final once again on that Embrace Orthodontic scoreboard, the Dragons 77, the Bombers 43. For WCMP, I'm Ethan Game Day Gilman. Have a great rest of your night.